Alright everybody, welcome back to the Corsair Gaming Summit Tournament. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summit. Joining me is LD, and we're here with our final best of 3 of today. It's the loser bracket final. The loser of this match is going to be going home. They're going to be knocked out of Group B. The winner of it, they stay alive. They don't quite make their way to the playoffs, but they get a bit closer here. They're going to be going up to the next match, the final match tomorrow, should they win against the loser of the two teams still left in this group, still in the winner bracket, Fnatic and Kaipi. But right now, uebelst up against TCM Gaming. We didn't see TCM's game, but they lost to Fnatic very fast 2-0. Similar story for the German squad. They lost, got completely stomped by Kaipi, it felt like, LD.
Yeah, that was a pretty one-sided beatdown. Fnatic and Kaipi, clearly the favorites in this group. The more accomplished teams, the more experienced teams. Although these teams, uebelst and TCM, have been around for a while, they have not been getting to play as long or as deep in many of these tournaments, so bit less experience perhaps in the big spotlight. But here they are. Loser of this is eliminated. It will be knocked out of Group B, will be going home and not earning any of the $10,000 prize pool. Winner keeps their hopes alive and will play the loser of Fnatic as well as Kaipi tomorrow. But looking at the draft right now, TCM, kind of a weird one, I have to say. Naga, Dazzle, Weaver, very heavy emphasis on minus armor between Weave, Riptide, and the Swarm. But I do worry for them because they have 0 actual stuns. They have Naga Net, they have Sleep, but no real burst damage to speak of. And against this uebelst lineup, you really do want to burst them down.
Yeah, they're going to have to hope for some strong laning and just a good early game here, which you can do. Dazzle, Naga, Siren have some nice synergy with the illusions and the healing wave, the shadow wave, actually being able to do a lot of damage instantly to an opponent. And if they're up against something like an offlane Dark Tier, they can cause some hurt. The Germans, they last pick a Kunkka, and I'm with you here. I think the German squad have a slightly more safe draft and also just an all-around stronger draft. They have a lot more firepower to them. They have a lot more way of just swinging the early, mid, and late game, and even the laning stage looks really strong for them.
Absolutely. I really like the Kunkka pick, and they have great setup for it with the Bane Sleep, the Nyx Impale, as well as the Torrent follow-up. So lots of burst damage, lots of AoE. TCM will have to win the laning stage, I feel, but we'll see what this last pick is. Maybe it'll be kind of an X-Factor type of hero. We've seen Naga solo mid before. It's something that a lot of the European teams have been running, and, well, I wanted an X-Factor. I'm going to get it now. Not sure how this Omni Knight's going to fit in, but there are a lot of nukes on uebelst's side, and Repel could be quite potent this game.
I guess they're expecting to be able to send it to the mid lane against most likely the Kunkka, although it could be a support Kunkka roaming with the Bane and it's a Nyx solo mid, but either way he's up against a melee hero mid. Or a dual lane. A Bane Kunkka mid would not be fun for him, but yeah, even so, Omni Knight's very hard to kill.
Yeah, even if it is a Kunkka mid, though, you can spam Tidebringer. That's got a low cooldown, and the heal bomb hurts, but it costs a lot of mana. It's not something you could spam constantly. Generally, I would say Kunkka's going to have the edge, even if that is the matchup. If it's a Darkseer, it's still going to be hard for Omni Knight. He won't die to these heroes, but I don't see how he's going to out-farm them. Maybe it's even a farming Dazzle mid. I mean, I guess that their laning just feels awkward to me, and I still have to say again, where are the stuns? They have nothing.
They really like
I want to believe, Gods. Like, I really want to believe. I am excited to see these mass heals, the mass minus armor. It's a cutesy draft, but maybe a bit too cutesy.
It really might be. We are going to see Omni Knight go mid lane. He's been pulled decent chunk of regen. Yeah, get pulled. Tango and South going to go for a first out on Quelling Blade, which he realizes how important these last hits are going to be in that mid lane, which is going to be played by Worm. We'll introduce our Radiant team Their team TCM, I believe, a Scandinavian team for the most part. Hawaiian Dota playing the Chen. Blueberry Ninja on the Weaver. Naga Siren being played by Go Audio. And that leaves us with Atsi Dota on the Dazzle.
Yeah, not to be confused with Yahtzee Dota. He is Atsi Dota here. Of course, on the dire side, we'll have uebelst Gaming. They got crushed by Kaipi, and that could not have been good for their confidence. They'll have Exist going solo mid as the Kunkka had a rough time against our TZ. EDE, especially in Game 1. In Game 2, he actually did pretty well, though. EDE, he was your offlane Weaver in both games. This game, we'll be playing the Darkseer. Alex could be handling the Nyx Assassin. We have Naturel, the Standard, I believe, playing the Bane. And last but not least, Arman will be handling the Gyrocopter. Starting with Wraith Bands as well as Bracers for these farming heroes in the safe and mid lanes. Kind of unusual builds.
Yeah, not normally what you'd expect for the most part here. Gyrocopter, I guess, can go for that early Wraith Band, get something like a early Ring of Aquila if he wants to, but we'll see how things sort of pan out here. As it is going to be Weaver and Nyx Assassin fighting over the top room, just a regen room, which, well, Alex ends up taking damage because he got it, so not really the best trade for him.
So I really like uebelst tri-lane here in the safe lane. They have Bane Sleep, Nyx Impale, Rocket Barrage, and Sentry Wards. This is a recipe for a dead bug. And Natural's going to sleep him off the bat. Actually, they don't have a whole lot of burst at this level, and there's no gyro here, so I feel that's a completely wasted sleep, but...
They may even go for a mana burn level 1 since he is a solo offlane, and as an offlane hero, you're never really going to put yourself in a position to die to chainsail level 1. So Nyx Assassin can just zone him out with mana burn, then Bane can just do some pulls, which may be what we're going to be seeing in a second.
Yeah, we'll see what Alex goes for. Definitely around level 3 or so. That's where this tri-lane. Level 2 Level 2 Brain Sap, 2 points at Impale. You don't really need a point in Carapace against just an offlane Weaver. So I think you go for max burst damage and the 1 point of Mana Burn. That's definitely enough for a kill. And there were no Observer Wards for TCM, which I feel if you run an offlane Weaver, you really want to get Observer Wards just so that they have to burn their sentries dewarding the camp instead of being able to save them to kill you in the lane.
Yeah, I fully agree here. And we are going to be seeing a lot of sort of aggression at this point. Like, ED's actually done a decent chunk of damage to both the Dazzle as well as the Naga Siren. Naga Siren mostly through the Iron, well, both of them through the Iron Shell, but TCM, they're looking for an early first blood here. They brought the Chen in with a creep, but killing a Dazzle with Surge, all they've got is an ensnare.
Yeah, probably not with this creep, but they might make a go of it. He is level 2. If he mistimes the Surge, could be costly. The trap, as such as it is, will descend. There's your clap available, and they're trying to wait for the Surge. It's not coming yet. Now he uses it, and the net will catch him at max range. It actually might be our first blood. There's a Riptide, and that'll jam it in. Well played by TCM, just very patient. I think the Darkseer, you just need to keep on running there. Using Surge that early got him killed.
Yeah, as soon as you use the Surge, that's where the ensnare comes out. He's waiting for it because he wants to make sure the ensnare duration mostly occurs during a Surge. So it's slight misplay from the Darkseer, but it would have been close either way. And he does get TCM the first blood, so this is the kind of start they needed when you have a QT draft. He needed to have a good laning stage with this draft of theirs, and Omni out at mid, he's been pulled enough regen that he should be able to last it okay against Kunkka. You mentioned the Tidebringer is going to cause him problems, and, well, it really should.
Yeah, he has quite a bit of regen. He also almost killed Exist. Exist was down to about 10 HP. Warren wasn't able to finish him off, but with the pulled regen, it's going to be tough. And here comes Blueberry Ninja. Haste threw it up. He picked it up top rune, and now wraps around. They popped the Repel early. No mana for heal, I guess, and the kill actually goes to Exist off with his head. My goodness. Well, that was not according to plan. They really needed just a heal bomb there. But
yeah,
I don't think he had the mana for it.
No need to call the Exterminator, just need to call Exist next time you've got a bug problem.
Just pour a little cocoa rum on it. Solves all your problems.
He's got this one figured out. That was a big mistake. I thought that was going to go fine for TCM. Even when I saw him not have mana for the heal, but that level 2 Tidebringer, just... yeah, he's got level 2 Tidebringer, just did a lot more damage.
What is Exist doing here? Ran into the tower.
Trying to find Courier, it looks like.
Yeah, there was a point, I don't know if it's still the case. Tidebringer at least used to hit couriers in Dota 2. I'm not sure if that was a bug that got patched. It was going on for like a good 4 or 5 months, and I have lost quite a few couriers.
Mid now, Ursa, Clap, going to get dodged. Nicely played by Exist, and he's even going to pick up this Ursa. Not going to get the gold for it, but he gets a decent amount of XP.
Gets the experience, and the good news for uebelst is if their offlane goes poorly, EDE goes jungling, whereas if Weaver's offlane goes poorly, Blueberry Ninja is... Man, that shouldn't have been nearly that hard. Blueberry Ninja is just trapped. He is getting some experience at the tower. The wave gets pushed. But overall, I think as far as the battle of the offlane goes, I'd probably give a slight edge here to uebelst, especially with that Weaver dying mid. But even without it, EDE is level 3. Weaver just now hitting level 2 and going to have a harder time finding farm in the jungle.
The good thing for Daxter is that he can actually just go up to the jungle himself if he decides his bottom lane is too dangerous, which with Ensnare and now a Centaur stun to provide additional lockdown, it does get pretty dangerous. And TCM are going to take a fast T1 tower. He'll try stall this using an Iron Shoulder creep, but the Centaur is just going to pull that creep wave away.
Yeah, this is double damage up on Exist. Doesn't quite connect on the turret. Nicely timed repel by the Omni. He'll get out. But the big thing is they take the tier 1, and now uebelst trying to retaliate with a tier 1 of their own, but they don't have Arena Basilius. You really need that to push this early, not especially with this trialing. Torrent comes in again mid, and Wern is caught. They need 2 more chops. This Kunkka is going to find a solo kill on an Omni Knight. Big plays from the Pirate Man.
Yeah, we saw some sort of potential for playmaking in the last game, game 2 against Arteezy in that mid lane, where we managed to get a couple solo kills, and we're seeing it again here on the Kunkka.
And they're still working on this tower. They finally bring it down, and it goes to Arman. 1,700 gold up. What do you go here for here, gods?
He went for the fast Helm of the Dominator last game. Might go for that again, although I don't. It wouldn't be my preferred item, but just having boots right now, it seems weird. I'd love to just see him upgrade the boots to treads and phase, get even just a magic wand here. You're up against a Weaver in the offlane. That's easy magic wand charges. Magic wand should be part of your core items, really. So getting a naked Helm of the Dominator is nice and all, but he's just missing all these basic, cheap, cost-effective items which you want on a gyrocopter.
Maybe we'll see a YOLO Midas for the time being, sitting on his gold. 1,900 up. Not spending it. Really unusual. Gyro is a hero that, like you said, benefits from those early items, and I can't really think of anything he'd be saving for. Even a Shadow Blade, if he wanted to rush it, he'd have at least one component, but playing a bit of a Mushi here and just hanging onto his gold for the time being.
Yeah, maybe just the fast surprise Shadow Blade comes out. I think Shadow Blade's fine here. I just think you may as well get a magic wand before the Shadow Blade. You're not in any rush to get as fast as possible, but we'll see some movement coming out from the 2 teams. uebelst are going to rotate their 2 supports, Nyx, Assassin, and Bane towards the middle lane, and they're not spotted by a ward. It's come at the right timing, which is just after that 6-minute mark when the wards have expired.
TCM are rotating towards the bottom rune. It is going to be a haste available for the Omni Knight to pick up, and they might find themselves a wild Kunkka. He throws out a torrent, but Wern slips past it and picks up the haste. He's going to try and fight his way out, or fight his way in, I should say. Exist, however, will simply run away. And they may make a go on bottom. EDE just have mana for Surge, picking up his Soul Ring. Here we go. They really want this kill. This is not an easy one, though.
Ensnare into Purification. This is easy.
Now it's
become
easy.
A lot easier.
There's your heal bomb. Yeah. With the Ensnare, it is nighttime, but Go-Audio just like strutted up to him, and there was no reaction.
He strutted up after popping a Soul Ring, which gave him 150 less health. But there's going to be retaliation now. Chenex are going to get caught out now. Kunkka, once again, Exist has been spot on with his play. He gets his 3rd kill of the game. He's 3-0. He's going to kill the Centaur as well. Fast phase boots, Bracer, bottle, 860 gold. He's had a phenomenal start here.
Yeah, great start for the Kunkka. Great start for the Gyro. Now, if it's a naked Shadow Blade, he's got it nearly. Virtually no pressure on him. Blueberry Ninja just unable to come near him. And they do rotate somebody in. Go-Audio has Song of the Siren. Thing is, I don't know if they can actually kill Arman. If they go on him, Call Down and Rocket Barrage might just get them both killed. But for the time being, they'll back off. Arman will head towards the jungle. Only about 100 gold away. And they've left just the Weaver there. Naga rotates mid now. Song of the Siren, as mentioned online, they are a bit lacking in damage, especially against this Kunkka. Kunkka is a naturally very tanky hero with the Bracer, and now hitting level 8. 1,200 HP nearly. Sure, Purification is pure damage, but that only scratches the surface of the tankiness that this pirate has to offer.
And that's really the extent of their burst damage. Everything else is just sort of whittle away over time. You've got Weaver just doing a bit of right-click damage. Nagasone Riptide is some damage, and that's about it. They're really a team who will excel in sort of drawn-out fights with all the heals they have from Chen as well as the Dazzle. So they don't want to have these sort of these instant burst damage kills. They just can't find them. Kunkka just way too tanky.
Torrent mid lane won't connect, but TCM grouping up as a unit of 4. 2 heroes smoked along with a Centaur. And they'll look for a wraparound here. They might find a courier. This has the Shadow Blade, I believe. No, it narrowly dodges them. They won't actually see it, and it'll get to the Gyro. So a fast Shadow Blade You can use this to dodge Nagas and Snare if you don't have detection, which could make a big difference. Of course, the Snare reveals you if it hits you first, but here comes the wraparound. And uebelst, well, ED is going to spot it out. Gank averted.
Yeah, and make it even look to turn this around. Daxy's just going to surge himself up there, and, well, Bane, Nightmare onto the Chen. Chen can wake himself up using the Ursa. He will get woken up actually by the Dazzle and said Tunga. Both, but the sleep comes in at the right time, and TCM, they're going to try and fight this. They've got an Omni Knight, they've got the heal bomb, they're going to completely destroy the Darkseid, but here's the Gyrocopter, call down, flat cannon, great timing for a Guardian Angel, and this could save TCM from taking heavier losses, but Omni Knight, he's trapped in, he's got no TP, all this goes to heal, he actually gets let out there as they go for the Naga Siren instead, he gets healed up, Riptide does a ton of damage to RMN as well as the rest of uebelst, but not bringing them down. Now Go Audio, he's on the run, Kunkka trying to chase him, needs a Timebringer and some. That's not going to do enough damage just quite to kill him off, and well, a salve from a Naga Siren gets him away. Omni Knight survives as well, so TCM, it feels like they cut their losses there. That could have gone a whole lot worse.
Warren, however, might not be so lucky. He pops the heal, mid lane, there's no grip, actually with the repel, gonna be able to live. And Exist was just chasing that whole time. he really dove for that. He ran like all the way from mid, up the hill, and then at long last gives up.
Top tower is under attack.
That was the perfect, great positioning from Gyrocopter to come to mid lane right as a team fight's breaking out. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite do enough damage with all the heals.
That was without Hand of God. If they had Hand of God, TCM probably would have been in perfect fighting condition. They're really grouping up. That is my one concern, though, is when you go for these mass heal lineups, generally, you want to group. And grouping against Gyro, Flat Cannon, Vacuum, Wall, it's so much AoE that at some point, it's just going to overpower your heals.
It is going to become... That's where uebelst is going to look to sort of get these kills, just instant burst down. Nyx Assassin, him hitting level 6 actually pretty important, just having the Vendetta surprise initiation for those instant pickoffs, especially if you can find someone like an Omni Knight. But it's Omni heal, Chen heal, Dazzle heal, triple heal. It's not only minus armor, it's also a ton of heal.
Yeah, it's a lot of heal from them. We saw them group up mid once, but they are still looking for their second tower of the game. And when you have a Chen in the jungle and such a good pushing lineup, you'd really like to take all these tier 1s in the next 5 minutes or so. And that's why we'll see TCM group up top and look to contest. And immediately the reaction from our man. Shadowblade already picked up in the last fight. He could pop Flat Cannon here and maybe look to make a go. TCM, no sentries. Actually, they do have a set. One on Otzi, but he's not sure where he wants to drop it. In comes Naturel. Fiend script not online yet. And he will back off. No Song of the Siren. Couldn't use that to engage. It's a little scary for them to push in. They don't have their mech yet. They don't have Hand of God yet. And the Omni Knight ult still cooling down. It is about to be ready. No Psalm though. TCM won a group. They won a 5-man or 4-man as Blueberry's bottom, but they'll get a net here on our man. Pops the call down. Drops like a rock. Really fast set for him. And they might have just walk away. TCM trying to retreat out. Exist in the fight. Has a torrent. Throws it now. Nice dodge by Warren. Gonna escape. The torrent will connect. Natural gets off asleep, but there's no torrent follow-up. In comes Alex. Out goes Alex. Can't make up his mind which way he wants to go. And there's your Song of the Siren. Look for the Omni Heal Bomb. Look for the Dazzle Shadow Weave. This could hurt. This is gonna hurt. Alex caught. Oh, back. The wall deployed, and the Omni Dome comes in. A lot of burst damage. Otzi, first to fall. No, he gets the grave off. Now, Alex might be the first to fall on the run, and it's Exist giving chase. This Kunkka trying to do a lot of work, but heal to the face. Down he goes. Hawaii Dota still alive. One more auto tech should finish the job. It does. And now a wild goose chase through the river. He'll TP out. No net, no mana for it, and will get away.
The heal was a second too late. That would have actually killed him off. Omni Knight's just proving to be... He's the X Factor. You mentioned that they need something like that, and Omni Knight, these big heal bombs are just doing some serious work, and every hero that uebelst is trying to focus down is just not dying. They don't quite have the burst damage needed. They don't have that one sort of big nuker, whether it's something like a support nuker like a Lina or some kind of a Queen of Pain or a Puck. They just lack it. Kunkka in the mid lane is not a burst damage hero, and Gyrocopter as your carry isn't a burst damage hero. Nyx Assassin is sort of your closest thing to that, but he's a support and he's under-leveled right now.
Yeah, it's 6-5 now. Dire Side's still leading. As far as gold goes, well, experience is even, and gold slightly favoring the Dire. There is that tier 1 advantage in the bottom lane, but that's equalized by the top tower. So tower score even. Very, very slight advantage here, and uebelst still start to farm towards their next items. They really need this mech on EDE. He got shut down pretty hard. Joining all these early fights, just has the headdress up. Is there even a buckler? This is going to be a very slow mech. Already 14 minutes in. I think that's the most important thing for them. After that, probably the RMN BKB is going to be next on the list.
Yeah, they need to get RMN more farm for sure. This to me seems to be a game which uebelst are going to have to take late game if they want to fight TCM. TCM with all the heal, this really weird mid game, which is just so hard to kill and so durable if they stick together, isn't something that uebelst can fight into unless they find pickoffs. If TCM decide they're not going to stick together, that's where uebelst will maybe look to punish them by smoke ganking, taking pickoffs, taking towers where possible. To see how things go down. It looks like right now the German squad are positioning themselves around this bottom lane.
They want to make it go on Blueberry Ninja. He's found some levels in this bottom lane. The pressure was relieved. He wasn't fighting with his team. He'll Sakuchi and dodge that missile. Now a sentry gets stopped. They're really committing to this. This does not feel like a wise position to be in, and they'll back off. Now they repel Blueberry Ninja. He surges forward, pops the medallion. Naturel dropping very quickly, sitting on negative 13 armor. I guess negative 8 in total. He's low. He gets surged back, and a 2-hero stun by Alex. Nicely played, should allow them to retreat out. Yeah, that was not going to be a good dive, and very wisely they will back off. There was even Hand of God, which hasn't even been used yet, so just even without the TPs, I feel there's no way they get that kill.
Yeah, this is, now that Hand of God's in play, it's coming at the same time as the mech, which is a huge boost to their healing potentials, as if it wasn't already enough with just Omni Knight and Dazzle. There's now a Hand of God, a mech, and these, well, TCM somewhat unkillable. As long as they're sort of stuck together and play these fights right, killing them off is going to be very difficult. So uebelst, they're sort of forced to go back, play a farming-based game here.
Omni Knight actually going for an Ogre Club. Generally, I would say it's a BKB, just so you can repel your teammates, and he is maxing repel first, but there is that new Ag Scepter upgrade for Omni Knight. Affects your buildings as well. Could be nice, but then again, if you're on the back foot and forced to use it to defend your buildings, you're probably already losing, because their lineup isn't really a play from behind lineup. It's much more of a play from ahead, group and fight, so most likely a BKB. Maybe a Heaven's Halberd coming out for him next.
Yeah, I think that the BKB is quite nice here. Heaven's Halberd, probably, it's a great item in general, but just a weird item to get as your first big item. Maybe even, well, no, it's not Santini Usher. He's not going the DGen DPS.
Carry Omni. Carry Omni.
They kind of need more DPS. That's the problem with Naga as your main carry. You kind of lack DPS somewhere. I guess Weaver's doing okay here with his fast medallion, and all the minus armor means that these heroes, even without damage items, can do decent damage.
They're grouped up, and as a unit, they're going to rotate top. They're going to find RMN. Sentry Ward deployed. Net will fly. And now RMN is about to do a very sad little gyrocopter. Even the Naga illusions. The heal bomb is there. Well, that is their one big aspect of burst damage. You pop your mirror image, then you heal bomb, and the Shadow Wave really hurts. And they'll find another kill. This, what looked to be a rather gimmicky draft from TCM, is working surprisingly well. 6-6, they'll look to push this top tier 1.
Yeah, and it definitely seems like something they've maybe been practicing here, because they first to pick the Dazzle, I want to say, didn't they?
They picked... Oh god, I can't even remember. I think the Weaver was one of their first 2 picks. Was it?
Was it Weaver Chen? I feel like it was like Weaver Dazzle as their first 2 picks.
Yeah.
We came in at the end of the draft, partly because we can't say too much during the draft because these are teams we don't normally often cast, guys. This is very unconventional drafts, not something you can often see in your conventional Dota, but it's really interesting to see TCM execute it so well. And Omni Knight, definitely a viable hero. EG's run it in the past as an offlaner, but right now TCM putting some, I guess, merit to the solo mid Omni Knight.
The nice thing for uebelst is, even though they're definitely on the back foot right now, make no mistake about it, unable to defend their towers, forced to give them up, they still have a great base defense lineup and probably the better late game. In goes the Torrent, the call down, the burst damage. Hawaii Dota won't bother with the Hand of God, just pops the mech, does bite the dust. Even if uebelst lost all their outer towers, even if they were to fall like 10k gold behind, I still wouldn't count their lineup out. And now they're starting to find kills. They're going mid, straight onto the grip for word, no chance for a repel, and I think he'll fall. They find their footing here, and now a tier 1 mid might be in the offing.
Yeah, this is a TCM slight slip in their game plan. They just had 2 heroes caught up by, well, Chen not so much caught up by himself, but caught away from the Omni Knight. Omni Knight needs to always be with his team because he's the one, the instant burst heal, which is sort of keeping them alive, and that Chen can't out heal without the Omni Knight there. And then Omni Knight on his own at mid gets picked out as well. So unfortunately for the Omni Knight, that does sort of give uebelst, throws him a bone, and they're actually a Team 1 tower out of this.
Exist will take the last hit, now he'll Shadow Blade out. He picks up Blades of Attack and he'll head towards a Daedalus, or at least a Crystallis. Daedalus may be a little ambitious to say when he's only got 1,000 gold, but finds a DD rune. I wonder if they'll think about Roche soon. They do have this mech on Darkseer. Pretty tanky lineup. Darkseer, Kunkka. Need a little more map control to do it. But something they can look forward towards down the road. And TCM, he'll push out, Go Audio will push out the middle lane. They need to continue to group and take towers, though, because, like you said, if they're much stronger than the sum of their parts. If they're grouped up, you can heal each other, you can keep each other alive, but if you're isolated, you can mech and Hand of God, and you're still going to die to a couple of heroes.
Yeah, I fully agree there, and we'll see them somewhat grouped up now at the middle lane. They may want to try and take this tier 1 mid. I think it's okay if Weaver's maybe not with them, if he's on his own, go for this like 4-1 split, but they definitely need at least 4 heroes sort of grouped up, looking to try and push and pressure towers, and they're doing just that now in the mid lane with the chain grips there. This tower, the Germans aren't contesting it right now. They haven't popped the glyph, so they may look to engage.
Well, there's your call out. Your vacuum will fly, and say goodbye to your creeps, Chen. Hand of God, and now the Psalm. They try to turn it around. EDE caught, as well as Naturel. And let's see if they can bring EDE down. Should be pretty dead. There's that double troll trap, easy picking. In comes the boat. Are they going to get out in time? The Omni ult pops a little bit prematurely, but keeps them alive. And now Beam Strip will go audio. Gets graved at the last possible second. On